Have you ever felt like you're in a fight for your very life? A struggle so intense, so draining, that it feels like it will never end. We all face battles, whether they're with our circumstances, with other people, or even with ourselves. But what if the person you were wrestling with was God Himself? Today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious and powerful stories in the entire Bible. The night Jacob wrestled with God. This isn't just an ancient tale. It's a profound look at what it means to struggle, to be broken, and to ultimately be blessed in a way you never imagined. This story, found in the book of Genesis, is packed with action, suspense, and a deep spiritual meaning that resonates with us even thousands of years later. So, who was Jacob? To understand this night, we need to understand the man. Jacob's name literally means supplanter or deceiver. From the very beginning, his life was marked by struggle and striving. He tricked his twin brother, Esau, out of his birthright and his father's blessing. He lived a life on the run, constantly manipulating situations to his own advantage. He was clever, ambitious, and frankly, a bit of a schemer. After 20 years away from home, working for his uncle Laban, who was just as crafty as he was, Jacob is finally on his way back. He's a wealthy man now, with a large family, servants, and herds of animals. But there's a huge problem. He's about to come face to face with the brother he cheated all those years ago. And the news isn't good. Esau is coming to meet him with 400 men. 400. Jacob is terrified. He knows what he did, and he assumes Esau is coming for revenge. This is the backdrop for our story. Jacob, the master manipulator, is out of tricks. He can't scheme his way out of this one. He does what he knows best. He strategizes. He divides his family and his flocks into two groups, hoping that if one is attacked, the other might escape. He sends lavish gifts ahead to try and appease Esau. And then, after he has sent everyone and everything he has across the Jabbok River, Jacob is left completely alone in the dark. It's in this moment of total isolation and vulnerability that his real battle begins. Genesis 30 tells us, "And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day." Imagine that. In the dead of night, a mysterious stranger appears and a physical fight breaks out. This isn't just a brief scuffle. They wrestle all night long. The sun is about to rise, and neither one has been able to pin the other. This tells you something about Jacob's character. He's a fighter. He's tenacious. He has spent his whole life striving, and he's not going to give up easily, even against this mysterious opponent. As dawn approaches, the man realizes he can't overpower Jacob through sheer strength. So, he does something unexpected. He touches the socket of Jacob's hip, and instantly, it's dislocated. Jacob is broken. In a single touch, his source of physical strength is shattered. The man says, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Jacob, now injured and in pain, refuses to let go. He clings to the man and says, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Think about that. The fight changes. It's no longer about winning or dominating. Jacob, broken and limping, is now desperately holding on for a blessing. He recognizes that this is no ordinary man. The prophet Hosea later tells us that Jacob strove with the angel and prevailed. He wept and sought favor from him. In this moment of weakness, Jacob finally understands what he truly needs. It's not more wealth, not a clever escape plan, but a blessing from God himself. And who was this man? As the conversation unfolds, it becomes clear that Jacob was wrestling with God. The man asks Jacob, "What is your name?" And for the first time, Jacob says his own name without any deception, Jacob. He's admitting who he is, the deceiver, the supplanter. In that moment of honest confession, everything changes. The man then says, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men, and have prevailed." This is the blessing, a new name, a new identity. Israel means he who strives with God. Jacob's greatest struggle becomes his new identity. He's no longer the deceiver. He is one who has engaged directly with God and lived. The very thing that defined his life of struggle is now transformed into a badge of honor. The man then blesses him there, and as he leaves, Jacob names the place Peniel, which means the face of God. He says, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." Jacob entered that night as a fearful, self-reliant schemer. He leaves as Israel, a man who has looked upon the face of God. But he doesn't leave unchanged. The Bible tells us that the sun rose upon him as he passed Peniel, limping because of his hip. This limp is so important. It's a permanent reminder of that night. It's a mark of his brokenness, but it's also a symbol of his blessing. From this day forward, Jacob would walk with a limp, a physical reminder that his own strength failed him and that he now depends on God's strength. His greatest victory came not from overpowering his opponent, but from being broken and learning to cling to God. So, what does this incredible story mean for us today? Many of us are like Jacob. We strive, we plan, we try to control every outcome in our lives. We rely on our own strength, our own intelligence, our own resources. But then we hit a Jabbok River moment, a crisis, a diagnosis, a loss, a fear so great that all our own efforts are useless. We find ourselves alone in the dark, and it feels like we are wrestling with God. These struggles can be painful. They can feel like they're breaking us. We might ask, "God, why is this happening? Why won't you just fix this?" But maybe, like with Jacob, the point of the struggle isn't for us to win. Maybe the point is for us to get to the end of our own strength. Maybe God is allowing us to wrestle so that we'll finally stop relying on ourselves and learn to cling to Him. The blessing often comes right at the point of our breaking, when we finally admit, "I can't do this on my own. I need you." That's when God can give us a new identity. He takes our struggles, our failures, our Jacob nature, and transforms it into something new. He gives us a new name, a new purpose. Our weaknesses become the very places where His strength is made perfect. Just like Jacob's limp, our past wounds and ongoing struggles don't have to be sources of shame. They can be our Peniel, our reminder that we have met with God in our darkest night and have been changed by Him. Our struggles can teach us to walk in dependence on Him, not in our own power. When we wrestle with God, we might get broken, but we also get blessed. We might walk away with a limp, but we walk away with a new name and the assurance that we have seen the face of God and lived. So if you're in a season of wrestling right now, don't lose heart. Don't be afraid of the breaking. Cling to God. Refuse to let go until He blesses you. Your greatest struggle might just be the pathway to your greatest blessing and a deeper, more authentic relationship with the one who loves you enough to wrestle with you all night. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this powerful story. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What are the wrestling matches you've faced in your own life? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that dives deep into the timeless wisdom of the Bible. See you in the next one.